Oh my God, guys, these are so good.
I'm Arielle Haskell, nutrition and lifestyle expert. I love healthifying bad food so you can enjoy yourself guilt-free. Get ready to treat yourself. Are you looking for the perfect afternoon snack? Well, then I've got something for you. Everything kale chips. They have double the fiber and 3 times the protein of potato chips, which are usually packed with preservatives and tons of sodium. These are the perfect, crunchy, and energizing snack. Okay, so total disclaimer about this recipe, it is totally addicting. And if you're gonna be addicted to something, it should be kale chips, right? This is a superfood powerhouse packed with kale, olive oil, and even pumpkin seeds. To maximize the flavor, we're also adding spices that taste exactly like an everything bagel. Kale is so good for you. It's great for your skin, and it's high in fiber, which actually means that it transports toxins out of your body. So first, we're just gonna rip them up into bite-sized pieces, and you wanna put them into a bowl. Don't make them too small, because they actually shrink when you put them into the oven. So the next step, you just wanna drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the kale. Olive oil actually helps all the ingredients stick to it once you put it into the oven, and olive oil is really good for your hair, skin, and nails. So now the kale is glistening with oil, and then once we put all the flavor onto it, all the seeds and spices, it's gonna stick perfectly, and it's gonna give added crunch and lots of color to it. First, we're gonna put in these pumpkin seeds. They're not just for Halloween, you can eat them all year round. They are good for your heart. Next, we're gonna add a source of calcium. I bet you didn't know that sesame seeds are packed with it. They also add a really nutty flavor and a super crunchy texture. On top of that, we're gonna add tons of flavor. Poppy seeds, garlic powder, pepper, and sea salt. And now we're just gonna toss it all together. All the leaves are fully coated with lots of goodness. Here's the final step. Just put them in the oven. I love this recipe because it's so simple to make, and they're ready in 4 to 6 minutes. At the end, it's super crispy, super crunchy. All of your coworkers are gonna be so jealous. Okay, let's go check on them.
Oh my God. These are so good. I don't even care. There are crumbs all over my lips. What are you guys snacking on? I hope you're snacking on this. Take a photo, comment below, and tweet at us at BeWellWithArielle, #treatyourself. Oh my God, so rich.
I'm Arielle Haskell, nutrition and lifestyle expert. I love healthifying bad food so you can enjoy yourself guilt-free. Get ready to treat yourself. Are you celebrating someone special soon? I have the perfect treat, almond butter cups. They're loaded with antioxidants versus store-bought peanut butter cups, which are pretty much just pure sugar. So you can treat yourself without the sugar crash or the guilt. Growing up, my favorite treat were peanut butter cups, but later in life, I figured out the hard way that peanut butter does not agree with my stomach. I discovered almond butter cups, and the best part about them is that you can make them yourself in your own kitchen. I love bringing these to office parties, holidays, or even potluck dinners. It's the perfect treat. It's chewy, it's decadent, it's chocolatey, and it's so freaking easy. So let me show you how to do it. First, what you're gonna do is you're gonna heat up your chocolate. Keep it simple and just put the chocolate right into the pan. When you use dark chocolate, you always wanna look for 60 to 70% cacao. It's high in antioxidants and it's energizing. But you do have to be really, really careful because chocolate does burn really, really easily. Stir it, use those muscles, use those muscles. Oh my God, this is smelling amazing. Do you see the chocolate steam coming out? I'm gonna put my pretty little wrappers out. You just wanna coat the bottom, so the bottom of your almond cup is all chocolate. You don't want any air in the bottom. And they're ready to put in the fridge. Now we're ready to put the filling in. So what I'm using here is creamy almond butter. You can always use some crunchy almond butter as well, or you could use whatever nut butter you want. Cashew butter or even tahini, which is like sesame butter. I just like almond butter. Almonds are full of vitamin E, healthy fats, and protein, so your body is going to love you back for eating these. Put a dollop on each one. Perfect amount. Yum. To top it off, I'm using Himalayan pink salt for a little added crunch, and it brings out the sweetness in the chocolate as well. It's a nice little surprise when you bite into it. And then you're gonna put a little more chocolate on top. You're gonna finish it off, put it back in the fridge, and they're ready to go. Make sure that they're just filled up to the top. Whenever I've brought these places, no one ever believes that these are homemade. They are almost ready. I'm getting so excited. I mean, do these not look delicious? And I told you that they were super easy. No baking even required. Perfect to bring to a celebration, Halloween, potluck, or even to eat as a sweet treat. So rich and decadent and simply just amazing. Let me know how you like it and take a photo. And definitely don't forget to treat yourself. I had chocolate on my thumb, it was kind of cute. Sweet, creamy, perfect when you're PMSing. I'm Arielle Haspel, nutrition and lifestyle expert. I love healthifying bad food so you can enjoy yourself guilt-free. Get ready to treat yourself. Okay, get ready because I'm about to show you the most delicious afternoon treat, chocolate cherry bark. This treat is filled with antioxidants, potassium, and protein, which will help keep your energy up all day, unlike vending machine chocolate, which is just a sugar crash waiting to happen. Growing up, I hated anything plain, especially plain chocolate. I never knew that chocolate could have nuts and berries in it until I found this recipe. It's like my dream come true. So first we're just gonna melt all the chocolate. Here I'm double boiling it, but you can always just put it in the pan, but just make sure that the chocolate doesn't burn because it will burn really fast. So here we're using dark chocolate, which is full of antioxidants. I always recommend 60 to 70% cacao. It always will say it on the front of the package. It has more chocolate, antioxidants in it than milk or sugar. This is smelling so good. And here we're just mixing it until it's really, really smooth and creamy. All right, so once it's smooth and creamy, you want to take it off of the pan and just be careful, always use mitts because the bowl will be a little bit hot. Then we're gonna add a few more chocolate chips to the bowl, and this just kind of cools down the mixture a little bit, so when we add our other ingredients, everything just mixes together really well. Once we add the chocolate chips, we're gonna add a little bit of vanilla, which adds a touch of goodness and deliciousness to the mixture. And then I'm gonna add the roasted nuts. You can always add raw nuts, especially raw almonds, because raw almonds have a lot of flavor in it anyway, but I love toasted almonds because it really adds a boost of flavor. I've never been a chocolate lover, but this recipe really changed the way that I think about chocolate. And I actually make this recipe a lot when I entertain. I entertain for groups of people, for brunch, for dinner parties, and I'll always make this recipe because it's just so easy to make and it produces a lot. People love chocolate. And I love using dried cherries, especially as an alternative to cranberries. Tart and sweet, but yet really, really healthy. And they work so well with chocolate. So if it starts hardening like this, totally normal. You can add just a bit of coconut milk, which is a good alternative to dairy, and it will make it a little creamier. And then once it's all smooth and creamy, you just want to take a baking sheet with a little bit of parchment paper on top. And a trick with the parchment paper is just add a little bit of oil under the parchment paper so the parchment paper doesn't move when you put it on. Pour it into the center, and then you could smooth it out all over the parchment paper. So you're creating a really thin piece of chocolate. All right, it looks good to me. So let's go put this in the fridge. When we take it out of the refrigerator, it's gonna be super crispy and crunchy and perfect to just break off and pop into your mouth. When it's the time of the month and you're totally craving something sweet and crunchy and decadent, this should be your go-to snack, instead of rummaging through your coworker's bottom drawer and taking out one of their chocolate bars. What do you eat when you're craving chocolate? Comment below, post a picture. Tweet at me, @BeWellWithArielle, #treatyourself. And now we're ready to put it into the oven. Now we're ready to put it in the oven. I'm Arielle Haspel, nutrition and lifestyle expert. I love healthifying bad food so you can enjoy yourself guilt-free. Get ready to treat yourself. Aren't you always looking for that perfect on-the-go snack? Well, I've got something delicious and energizing. Chocolate granola. This is loaded with fiber, antioxidants, and natural sugars your body will love, unlike a lot of store-bought granolas that are often filled with processed oils, preservatives, sugar, and soy protein. So you're on the go and you're looking for a healthy snack. Well, you don't need to go to the supermarket to pick it up. You can actually make it yourself. Today we're making a homemade chocolate granola that's decadent, crunchy, delicious, and best of all, you make it once, you store it, and you can eat it all week. So let's get started. First, we're gonna chop up the walnuts. Of course, you could use any nuts that you want. I love how walnuts taste with chocolate, but you can also use pecans. You know when you get granola and you always just like pick out the good stuff from the granola? Well, this has all of the good stuff already in it. Walnuts are anti-inflammatory and they're heart healthy too, so this is a great snack to even take before you work out or after you work out. All right, so once we have all of our chopped walnuts, we are then going to chop our dates. I like chopping up my dates a little bit thick so you get really good bite-sized pieces. And you can feel free to use any fruit that you want. I mean, a lot of people like cranberries in it, dried cherries. Nowadays, they even have dried strawberries, dried blueberries. Use whatever you want. I'm not such a fruity girl. I like my granolas a little more rich and decadent. So we're just gonna put the oats in. And of course, most granola, you use rolled oats. Heart healthy, high in fiber. Our walnuts, our dates. And here we're using shredded coconut. Make sure that you look for coconut that is unsweetened. You're still getting the goodness and the tropical taste of it and the texture without the added sugar. And here we've got some cacao nibs. It's a great alternative to chocolate chips. In fact, it is chocolate, but it's from the raw cacao bean, which means there's no added sugar or preservatives or milk that usually comes in chocolate chips. I just added some maple syrup. You can use any sweetener you want. I like maple syrup because it's a natural sweetener and it helps everything stick together. And now we're adding a little bit of vanilla extract and we're gonna use some sesame oil. I always recommend going for a high heat or a medium high heat oil like sesame oil or coconut oil, which is gonna give you the same great benefits that oil does, but also you're getting the benefits of what the oil is actually made from. So in this case, the sesame seeds. And now the easiest part of all, because we're almost done, we're just putting it on the pan. I always like to put parchment paper down because parchment paper doesn't typically burn. So when you put it on the pan, you just want to make sure to spread it all out so each individual oat gets super crispy. And now we're ready to put it into the oven. Gorgeous, and you have no idea how good this smells. If you don't have a fancy scooper like me, do not worry. You can also just pick up the parchment paper and pour it into the container. Ta-da! Perfect on-the-go snack. Don't forget to treat yourself. Put away those chocolate candies and sugary dried fruit in that trail mix. We do not need them for this recipe. I'm Arielle Haspel, nutrition and lifestyle expert. I love healthifying bad food so you can enjoy yourself guilt-free. Get ready to treat yourself. Today we're making super healthy trail mix that's delicious and that will keep you sustained during a long car ride. So first we're starting out with sources of protein. I love almonds. They're my all-time favorite nut. They're full of vitamin E, which is good for your hair and good for your skin. And then I love adding hemp seeds because it's a dose of protein. You can use roasted hemp seeds or you can also use shelled hemp seeds, which add a little bit of a beautiful green to it. And then I love adding pumpkin seeds. They have a really good source of potassium, which actually prevent your legs from cramping during long road trips. Then, of course, the really delicious stuff, banana chips, because they add a delicious crunch, natural sweetness, and they have potassium. Then I love adding some pistachios. They add a beautiful green and nutty flavor to the trail mix. And then, of course, some coconut. Coconut adds a beautiful white color to the trail mix. It also adds a little bit of an exotic taste. And then instead of white pretzels, I like using spelt pretzels because it gives you a dose of whole grains, which are higher in fiber. Then some sesame seeds to add calcium to the trail mix as well. What about some chocolate, but not high-processed sugary chocolate? Cacao nibs adds delicious crunch, antioxidants, and will keep you energized for a long road trip. Some sea salt to bring out the flavors in the trail mix. Who wouldn't want this on a road trip? What do you typically bring on road trips? Comment below, tweet at me, and don't forget, treat yourself.